Hi, I'm Steve. I'm here to cook some risotto for you with a grilled filet and balsamic glaze. First thing you want to do is get your chicken stock warm and get it simmering a little bit because we're going to be using this and adding it into our risotto as we're making it. The other thing we're going to do is get our other pan, get that nice and hot. We're going to start with some butter. I tend to like to use a wooden spoon when I make risotto just because you're constantly stirring it, and the wooden spoon really helps so it doesn't break the rice down and things like that. So now that the butter's nice and hot, we got it going, we're going to throw in our onions. We're just going to saute these up until they become translucent, caramelize them a little bit to bring out the natural sugars in the onion. And at this point, we're just going to add a little bit of sea salt, a little bit of fresh cracked pepper. Now we're going to add our arborio rice, which is a short grain rice. It's going to become kind of creamy and get its own consistency in the risotto, and that's how you have a creamy risotto. It actually comes from the rice, not as much from the cheese and the butter and everything. And we're going to let this cook down for about 5 minutes just to get a little more color on the onions and a little color on the rice. Now that we got the color we're looking for, it's a nice little light brown color, we're going to start adding our stock to it. So we're going to take about 1.5 ladles at a time. I'm just going to stir that in. And the key to risotto is really making sure that you constantly stir it. You really have to keep an eye on it. You don't ever want it to stick to the bottom. It will get a little color on the bottom, which is okay. That's what you want. You're just going to, the stock is going to take that right back off your pan for you. We're going to let this go for a couple minutes, and then we'll add a little bit more stock and just keep going that way. As soon as it starts to disappear and it becomes dry, then you just want to add another ladle. You're going to keep going until you pretty much use all the stock and the rice becomes nice and creamy. Okay, now that our risotto is almost done, we've used all of our stock and put it in there. Don't be afraid to add a little bit extra if you need to. We're just looking for that moisture to soak up in the risotto rice there. We're going to start grilling our filet. All I did was put a little salt and pepper on the filet here, fresh ground. We're going to put that on our grill. And these should end up coming out right about the same time. Fillets are best at medium rare, so you don't ever want to cook it longer than that. So we cooked our filet and we have our risotto right here. We're going to add our Parmesan cheese to our risotto. And it's always a good idea to taste it. Make sure it's the flavor that you're looking for. At this point you could add a little more salt, a little more pepper, whatever you'd like. We're just going to stir that in. Get that nice Parmesan flavor throughout the risotto. It's nice and creamy, as you can see. It soaked up all the liquid. Then we're just going to put some on our plate here. Put our filet on top, which is cooked medium rare. And we're just going to add this nice balsamic glaze. It's just a balsamic vinegar that's been reduced down and made nice and thick. And then a nice sprig of fresh rosemary and you're all set.